the outside enemy, so you can say China, you can say Russia, you can say Kim Jong-un, you can say, but that's not it. It's going to be right. If you have a smart president, no problem. It's the enemy from within, all that scum that we have to deal with. The hatred of that's the bigger enemy than China and Russia. And I'll tell you, as an example of Russia, our president, the Ukraine-Russia situation would never happen. October 7th in Israel, inflation would have never happened. We had no inflation. Every day Americans like Cindy are living in fear, all because Kamala Harris decided to empty the slums and prison cells of Caracas and many other places. Every country, you know, prison populations all over the world, crime all over the world, because they take the world's criminals, gang members, drug dealers, and they deposit them into the United States, bus after bus. In Venezuela, their crime rate went down 72%. You know why? Because they took the criminals out of Caracas and they put them along your border and they said, if you ever come back, we're going to kill you. They can have it. And we have to live with these animals. We're not going to live with them for long. We watch countless posts. It's the release of our soul. All the legal. Let them check. Let them check. You know, she's a radical left person. There's no way. The biggest problem with her is nobody ever else who wants to say, who's running? Harris. Harris, Harris. The one that failed. The one that was first run out in the 22-person campaign for the Democrat nomination. The one that wasn't able to make it to Iowa. The one that quit first. She was the first one.
You're not missing.
She's running. Exactly. She's more liberal than Crazy Bernie Sanders. She's more liberal than Pocahontas. Remember Pocahontas? She said she's Indian. Why? Because my cheekbones are high, my mother told me. My mother told me I had high cheekbones and therefore I'm an Indian. She made a living going around saying she was an Indian, going to college, becoming a professor. Now, but I hit her very hard at the end of her presidential campaign. Thereby guaranteeing unfettered access for Venezuelan gangs and thugs and criminals. And you know, we're talking a lot about Venezuela because Aurora is really infected by Venezuela, but they're coming from all countries. We have the great Tom Homan, central guest. Tom Homan told me the other day. He said last month they came from 168 countries all over the world. Most people don't even know you had that reaction, but they don't even know you had, but they came from 168 countries, most of them criminals, and they deposit them in our country, and we're supposed to take it. And then the liberal philosophies will make them into wonderful people. No, you're not going to make them into wonderful people. Some people murdered, many people actually murdered more than 3 people. The murderers that came in, some were on death row, and they said it's better if we just go around. This is what we have, and they're in your community, but they're going to be all over. And you know, other communities in other states, because every state is a border state. It's not Texas, Arizona, it's every state is a border state. Every state. And they're now, and people are living in deathly fear. Most of them, a lot of
something. We're just trying to hold it still.
Because there's millions of them that are all over the place, and they're walking through our country, and they're going to be settled in a lot of these states and have to go to this capital. It's only going to get worse, but we're going to make it better, and we're going to make it better really fast.
So the second someone moves their head, it will fly.
Oh, much better.
Thinking this, she said, no, you know, about 2 months ago, her Sleepy Joe, they said, we're really getting killed by this issue, so let's toughen up the water a little bit. All he would have had to do is say, everybody keeps talking about policy, and Trump told the Congress not to do this, and it's false. All you had to do is one thing. Call up Border Patrol. This is the President of the United States speaking. Close the border. And the because they actually so they had 21 million people coming in. I did much more than that, including gunners. Think of this. If you had 4 years ago, you would have 2 million people coming the whole world. The country would be over, it would be finished. You wouldn't even have a country. You'd have a crying dead. She cannot be allowed to do this to our country. She shouldn't be the one that was chosen anyway, because she is, in fact, by the way they chose her, a threat to democracy. I believe there is a small possibility, very small, like 1%. There's a 1% possibility that he hates her more than he hates Donald Trump. I don't think he hates her. The last thing he thought, he won the primary. In all fairness, he won. It was me against him. How about me? I have to run against the guy. I spent $150 million. I had a debate about the guy. He went way, way down. And I thought it was over. And then it's like a fight. And then they put a new person in her. And we don't know anything about him yet. But now we learn. And now we're learning.
Exactly what
she's fresh.
implemented her like
Uh-oh. Just a thought. They might want to put a third person in there. Oh, no. Please be nice to Kamala, to my people. No. Everybody that's on the Trump team, be nice to Kamala, because they're going to put a third person in. Let's see what they're going to put in next. This can only happen. They keep saying Hillary. Hillary's coming. Hillary's back. You know what's interesting? If Trump talks about the 2020 election, they say, indict him! He's a conspiracy theorist. But Hillary's still talking about 2016. She has got serious Trump derangement. She's got a massive case of derangement. No, David, she talks about it all the time, all those people do. But when anybody from the right talks even a little bit, no, we're not forgetting. Hillary is talking about it. I saw her 2 days ago. Now, isn't it fun? Isn't it nice? Because I haven't looked at these stupid things in about 15 years. Isn't it nice to have a president that doesn't need a teleprompter? She's flying them in now with migrant flights. So we thought, she's like, so they tightened up a little bit. So the numbers look like that. But it doesn't count, the migrant flights don't count. So they don't count. So she forgot to tell anyone that their best going aircraft flying one after another. So she didn't trust. And then they have the millions of people coming in here. And they're not going to have them. And they're going to take your house. Someplace so enjoy it because you don't have to go away and take over your house. Just like Venezuela. Venezuela is a very successful country. 20 years ago, it was a rich, beautiful country that was taken over. I used to talk about this. I said, if they don't get it right, you'll have Venezuela on steroids, remember? And that's what you're going to have if you don't vote for Trump. But if you vote for Trump, you're going to have one hell of a great country. But they do it through the phone and on day one of this Trump administration, if you take a look at Springfield, Ohio, how about that? They have about 15,000 people. No crime, beautiful community, everything nice, schools, everything nice. They dropped in 32,000 people that are really illegal. You know, they did it in such a way that they could make the case. They said they did it through probation. And what's probation? They took them in through probation. So they assume they're like prisoners or something, and therefore they're legal. They brought in 32,000 people into a community of 50, a community that was a nice community. And now if you want to go to the hospital, you can't get in. Your children can't get into school. And what they're doing is looking, the mayor's a very nice man. I mean, I think he's nice. He's trying to be nice. He's looking for interpreters because they don't speak the language of you and everybody in this room. It's a totally different language. So they're looking for interpreters. And he's acting like this, we have a hard time hiring interpreters. This community was hit with 32,000 illegal migrants. They have to go back to where they came from. When they wanted the Trump organization, when I founded it, it was nice. Now it's great. But I want to get back to the Trump administration because the Trump administration is going to do things like this. Really, never been done. We're going to clean this thing up. The good thing about this 4-year period is a horrible period. It's a shame it happened. It should have never happened. It should have happened. But they've done so badly that we'll be able to do it, and we'll be able to do it with tears. Because people see how bad it is and how bad it's going on. And that's why there's far more enthusiasm. This the greatest movement ever is, and by the way, it wasn't the thing to be headlines. When Biden would get up and say, we're going to stop MAGA, we're going to do something about MAGA. Remember the big boy looked like a government. Remember the big boy? We're going to stop MAGA.